It's time for the third installment of frequently asked questions. I can't keep assuming that everyone understands what this channel is actually about, that it's all a facade, it's all a storefront. It's not really a channel about hair loss, but most people think that it is. So when people start asking questions that help reveal what I'm actually about, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, let's talk about that. So I made a video, and it was called 7 Reasons I'm the Most Hated Man in Hair Loss. And Katie L, which I'm so glad she's here. I know that only 8% of my audience is female, and I'm surprised it's even that much, but I'm glad you're here, Katie. And here's something she had said. Quote, "Your channel is extremely fascinating to me. The only knock I have is that you do focus too much on the negative people in your audience, in my opinion. In every video I've seen, you address people that have negative things to say, and I feel like you could use that time and space in your videos for more informed and entertaining talking points." In theory, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Why would I spend so much time focusing on the negative comments? I get a lot of them, but why focus on that? And it's funny because even the video before that, I made a video called "New Haircut, Same Receding Hairline. Tell me why you don't like it now." Because I'm assuming that many people who watch my videos are not going to be happy about it. So I am always catering to the people in my audience that are only going to leave negative comments. And I already imagine the psychology there. If I hated anything, if I hated watching something, if it annoyed me or bothered me or bored me, do you think I'd ever go back to that channel again? No, because I value my time. But so many people don't value their time, and therefore they keep coming back to my channel even though they don't like my channel. So, and even on the same video, I think I could probably pull up a few of those comments of people who just, and I'm going to censor this, greatly censor different comments that came on this on video. Quote, "I hate you and your stupid channel videos." Here's another one. "You are a," well, that's all. I can't even say anything because it's so, here's another one. "Nobody hates you. Your videos are just stupid." So see, those are comments I got on the video itself. That's very meta, isn't it? So imagine that. So on a video where I'm saying, "Here's all the reasons you hate me," they're like, "We don't hate you, we just hate your videos." So, okay, but why? Why? Even this video is ultimately focusing attention on people who are very negative and admittedly don't like me, but keep spending their time and efforts to watch more videos, ultimately just to tell me how much they don't like my videos. Why would I focus on that? Well, remember, this is the third installment of frequently asked questions. In the first episode, we learned that yes, I make money from my YouTube videos, from the ads and the products that I talk about. Not because any company is endorsing me, but because when I put an Amazon link in there and you buy that product or anything else on Amazon through that link, I get a cut from that. And I have made over thousands of videos, over 2,600 now. So there's a lot of tentacles out there, ways to bring people in to make money, in addition to the ads that show before my video. So if you've seen that one, you know that. Number 2, why do I talk pretty much only about hair loss? Well, because there's a built-in audience, global audience who's obsessed with hair loss. They want to hear someone talk about hair loss as if they themselves are, even though ironically they're not. They're actually just obsessed with making money on the side off of people who are obsessed with that topic. And that's how all YouTubers are. They all have their own niche, their own thing that they pretty much only talk about. You know, if I were a girl, what would I be doing? "Okay, ladies, here's a tutorial of how you do your eyes." You know, all that. Everybody's got their own thing that they're into and that they're obsessed with. And those YouTubers know the system, basically to do 1 to 3 videos every day on that, because what happens is it climbs you up the charts basically in YouTube in the suggested videos. So even if people don't subscribe, because only, I think it's like 8% of my views come from subscribers. As many subscribers as I have, most of my views don't even come from subscribers. If people continue to come back, maybe been watching me for a year, still haven't subscribed. And while I appreciate people subscribing, it ultimately doesn't make a difference. If they're continually watching my videos, despite how much they hate me, that's all that matters. Okay, so we understand that I make money from this. We understand that people themselves are obsessed with the topic that they think I'm obsessed with, when really I'm obsessed with making money off of them being obsessed. Okay, so now adding the third layer to that. Why focus on people who are so negative? Because if you're me, you know your audience. And I think right now I've got, about 5,600 subscribers at the time of making this video. So looking at that number and looking at the comments that come on each video, because every video gets thumbs down and every video gets negative comments of people telling me that I'm stupid, I'm obsessed, I'm dumb, that they hate me and all these things. And I expect that because that is a part of the demographics of the hair loss demographics, the free market of the hair loss built into that. Ultimately, as far as people who actually leave comments, people are less likely to leave a positive comment. They want to leave a hateful, rage-filled comment instead, right? Because they're not confident in who they are. And it bothers them that I'm so confident in myself. So they're always like a hound dog, right? They're sniffing out for someone who's less confident than they are, and they keep trying, but it doesn't work. I even made a video a while back called "Please Offend Me, Please Offend Me." And what happens? No one tries to offend me, because who wants to offend someone who is saying offend me? You're pretty much all too young for this, but back when I was a kid, 30 years ago, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on regular Nintendo was one of the awesomest games ever. And there was a guy, Don Flamenco. He was from Spain. And his whole thing was this. He'd just stand there and he'd go, meow, 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 meow. And what he was doing, he was teasing you to punch him. And so then when you did, he'd just block it real quick. And he'd wait till you get tired. And then once you got tired, he'd go, poof. That's what he did. He was basically looking for someone who would kind of follow that game. And I think a lot of my viewers are like Don Flamenco. They are looking for someone who's weak enough to fall for that. But I'm not. I'm not going to even try to hit you, because I know that you're simply not a confident person. You want to find someone who's less confident that makes you feel better about yourself when you can insult them. So I know that that's a major part of my audience, especially people who leave comments. So what I'm doing is I'm always making sure that they feel involved, because ultimately they're lonely and they don't feel good about themselves. And I understand as a YouTuber, a lot of what I'm doing is creating this illusion of a relationship, of a friendship. People are very lonely now. And that's one of the reasons they're so obsessed with hair loss, because instead of having real relationships and going out and meeting people, they're trying to impress girls on Facebook or Instagram, or whatever it is, and all this stuff and all that crazy stuff, right? So people are very lonely. They don't have a lot of, they're very obsessed with getting confirmation in who they are. So ultimately, the fact that I am being positive and some sort of mentor and role model, a lot of them, that they still can't handle that, and they lash out at the very thing that they need the most. So I think for me, it's important that I definitely cater to that part of my audience to make them feel included. I think that's definitely, and that's never going to change. I'm never going to change the majority of those people's minds, but ultimately, if I can make them feel included the same way I include everybody else, I want everyone to feel, hey, you matter here. Even if you treat me like garbage every single time, even if I can't think of one time you left a comment that was even neutral, it was only negative, telling me that you hate me, that I'm stupid, that I'm obsessed, whatever it is, and then I just expect that, because for me, I'm thinking, I wish in real life I could hug that person and show them that someone actually does care about them. Because see, I have a background in teaching, right? I was an elementary teacher for a while, and that's what I was going to school for. And it was very obvious to me, the psychology of it. There was always that one boy in the class that just always was acting out for attention all the time. And then, of course, it takes about 2 seconds to realize, okay, well, look at his home life. Does he have a father who's even present in his life? And most of the time, not. And then you start saying, okay, well, the home life situation isn't there. He's desperate for some sort of attention from a positive male role model. It's the same thing for me. People who are so negative and spiteful, they're like that same kid in that third grade class, and I'm the teacher. So ultimately, best I can, I want to make them feel involved. Funny thing is, all this wisdom is lost on them. Even if they watch this video, what are they going to do? Thumbs down, tell me I'm an idiot, that they hate me, that I'm obsessed, and all this stuff. Because that's all they can do. They don't have what it takes to ever cross over that. Well, they do if they let themselves be vulnerable enough to admit it. But and it's not just young guys. I've got one guy who's like the same age as me. He admitted it, and he does the same thing. He's never left a positive comment, only how stupid I am, and only insults me. And it's not simply just a joke. Like, it's something he does. So it's always a reflection of my audience. The answer is I'm just trying to cater the best I can to my audience and make them feel relevant. If a third of the people who left comments in your videos and they keep coming back, I think I owe it to them to at least acknowledge that they're there, but not in a way that's there to put them down, but to say, look, I understand where you're coming from and I want to help you. I want you to get where we are and have fun with the rest of us. So that is the reason why I make so many videos that are focused on the people who leave all those negative comments. Keep watching these. I've still got more of these frequently asked questions. The more you watch these, the more you'll understand the psychology and really the business model of what this channel is all about. Go ahead and leave your comments right here. And I'm definitely expecting some negative ones because they'll always be part of my crowd.